The World Economic Forum, in conspiracy with Bill Gates, has devised a plan to sabotage RFK Jr.'s nomination as Health Secretary. Why? Because RFK Jr. threatens their ultimate goal, ensuring everyone is subjected to mandatory mRNA vaccinations every 6 months. No exceptions, no escape. But it doesn't stop there. Vaccine hesitancy is being weaponized against us, tied to social credit score systems designed to strip away our freedoms. Non-compliance? That'll make you a second-class citizen, unable to work, shop, or even access basic services. This is the dystopian future we've been warning about. And the elite? They're so desperate to push this agenda through, they're not even bothering to hide it anymore. Before we dive in, join the People's Voice Locals community if you haven't already, and sign up to become a member of the world's first ever cyber nation that truly believes in life, liberty, and the pursuit of your dreams. Visit joson.com and click the Join Us button today. It's completely free. The elites are taking their agenda to the next level, tying your mRNA vaccination status directly to a new social credit score system. Those with low scores or vaccine hesitancy could face arrest or total exclusion from society. Just like in Klaus Schwab's model society China, where the new digital wallet app only allows people with a 550 or higher social credit score to recharge their electric cars.
先充电后付款服务，大家一起来看看怎么样操作吧。在好充所有的站点都可以看到这个先充后付的这个小标示哦。首先我们先拔枪吧。
Are you ready for this to become your reality in the US and Europe? Obey your governments, roll up your sleeve for those mRNA injections, or face being locked out of work, travel, and basic freedoms. And once it starts, the death spiral of control and compliance begins. This isn't some far-fetched conspiracy theory, it's the future the elites are quietly rolling out right in front of our eyes. Just this week, the World Economic Forum unveiled their latest chilling plan, long-acting injectable mRNA vaccines that they want everybody to take every 6 months. That's right, every 6 months. No choice, no exceptions, just total control. It's not a conspiracy theory anymore. It's happening right in front of us.
Looking forward, there's just a profusion of really exciting technologies across all 3 diseases. The one that is probably the most exciting is the emergence of long-acting injectable PrEP. It's a bit of a mouthful. Effectively what it is, if you're looking at it from a patient perspective as opposed to a scientific perspective, is it's functionally equivalent to a short-acting, 100% effective vaccine. You take it every 6 months. This is a drug called lenacapavir, and it is incredibly effective.
A 100% effective mRNA vaccine? Really? If you fell for the claim that the COVID vaccines were 95% effective, maybe you're the type who'd buy the latest bridge they're trying to sell you.
Shot. We've got to make sure we clarify that with people. It has nothing to do with whether or not it's effective. We know it's highly effective. Highly effective.
The truth is their promises are getting more outlandish and their agenda more obvious. The WF also said that the World Health Organization's pandemic treaty should include measures to force sovereign nations to adopt a global vaccine passport technology to ensure that citizens comply with mass vaccination directives.
To standardize regulatory policies, vaccine certificates. You had, just to give you a few examples of what I think we can do better. And again, it relates to maybe something the WHO is working on with the pandemic accords, if the countries could sign up to that. And I don't know now what's going to happen with what's happening with the WHO.
And at the center of it all, Bill Gates. Instead of keeping a low profile amid his court case in the Netherlands and the looming threat of arrest for crimes against humanity, Gates is doubling down. He's throwing everything he's got into fast-tracking his agenda. Need proof? Gates has been holding a suspicious number of meetings with Trump, pushing what can only be described as Operation Warp Speed 2.0 on steroids, his desperate last shot at evading justice and achieving his dystopian vision.
Have you met with Donald Trump since the election?
Yeah, I had a chance to go have a long and actually quite intriguing dinner with him.
What did you discuss? What was intriguing?
Well, we touched on a lot of things. It was over 3 hours. To my surprise, it was, just he and I, his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, and the person who helps manage things for me, Larry Cohen. So the four of us sat there, and it was quite wide-ranging. In the COVID days, accelerated the vaccine innovation. So I, was asking him if maybe the same kind of thing could be done here. And we both got, I think, pretty excited about that. We talked about polio, where, we're very close to getting that done. But if you stop, it'll spread back. And so I explained why it's been tough in Pakistan, Afghanistan. We've had cases show up in Gaza. We have cases in Africa. And he was fascinated to hear what he could do to maximize the chance that during the next 4 years, that incredible milestone will be achieved. I felt like he was, energized and, looking forward to helping to drive innovation. I was frankly impressed with how well he showed a lot of interest in the issues I brought up.
And it doesn't stop there. Gates is also working overtime to sabotage RFK Jr.'s nomination as health secretary. Why? It's payback for RFK's role in exposing his involvement in the COVID pandemic. And because Gates knows RFK is the one man who stands in the way of his dystopian vision for America. But here's the real bombshell. Insiders reveal that Gates has poured millions into a covert operation designed to take down RFK Jr., using every dirty trick in the book. The details of this shameless plot will leave you stunned. It's time to put an end to this madness and hold Gates accountable once and for all. The globalists are trying to make us all poorer and destroy what's left of the economy. The Biden regime is following all of the WF diktats to the letter. They literally want you to own nothing and pretend to be happy. It's no joke. That's why I recently decided to put a lot of my own savings into precious metals, gold and silver. I don't trust the banks, I don't trust governments, and I don't trust big tech with my hard-earned money. Why? Because the handful of people that I do trust to give me financial advice, Max Kaiser for instance, have all said that gold is the best insurance against inflation and the stock market. So I decided to partner up with our sponsor, Colonial Metals Group. They helped me set up a self-directed IRA, where I have access to all of my assets, no matter what restrictions the government impose on everybody else. Let the team of experts at CMG help you protect your family's future. And viewers of this channel are being given an exclusive offer. Click the link below this video or call the 800 number and you'll receive a safe and up to $7,500 in free silver. This offer is exclusive to viewers of The People's Voice. The number to call is 888-351-2043. That's 888-351-2043. Or go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/TPV. The mainstream media are claiming that 17,000 medical doctors have signed a petition labelling RFK Jr. as a dangerous medical fraud. But there's just one problem. The doctors are bogus, just like Bill Gates' non-existent medical qualifications. And this petition is yet another Gates deception being pushed to mislead the public. Desperation has never been more obvious, and the stakes have never been higher.
This I'm referring to is the letter supposedly signed by 17,000 doctors that was organized by the Committee to Protect Healthcare, which would seem pretty credible, right? And this letter urges the Senate to reject Kennedy's nomination, citing his history of spreading misinformation about vaccines and public health interventions. So I thought, geez, really 17,000 doctors signed this? This seems crazy. So I clicked on the letter, and guess what? I signed it twice. One says Dr. Fake, and one says Dr. BS.
Now, earlier today, respected talk show host Jillian Michaels broke the news that this particular notorious dark money group was caught by her and others faking these signatures, true fraud. But when she said the name of the organization, I instantly, about an hour ago before we shot this report, went, whoa, Bill Gates has been caught in scandal, giving billions to that over the last decade. He's the main financier of it. And then George Soros is the second largest. But Bill Gates gives around half the money to it. And I went and looked up the latest numbers. And indeed, he is one of the main donors. And of course, we know he hates Robert Kennedy Jr. with a passion for exposing Gates and Fauci being behind the development of the COVID virus, its release, and then, of course, the poison mRNA shots. So this is sensational information.
Evil doesn't sleep, and neither do the elites pushing this agenda. This fake petition is just the latest weapon in their arsenal, designed to discredit RFK Jr. and silence anybody standing up against their mRNA vaccine tyranny. It's all connected. Bill Gates, the World Economic Forum, and their dream of a global social credit score system.
Going back to COVID and that whole restricted radius that you were allowed to live in 5 kilometers from your home address, it's not too hard to see how that was some early conditioning for a time when not only do you not have the freedom to own a vehicle, not only do you not have the freedom to drive, but you no longer have the freedom to go more than 5 kilometers from your home address. And undoubtedly, you'll have had to have earned social credits in order to be able to do exactly that.
By tying vaccine compliance to your ability to work, travel, or even buy food, they're building a world where dissent is crushed and obedience is the only currency. This isn't just about RFK Jr., it's about controlling every aspect of your life under the guise of public health.
In terms of developing something new which can actually save countless lives.
Well, even if you just look at COVID alone, the vaccine's not perfect. It doesn't last, for 5 or 6 years. It doesn't block you from getting infected. It prevents you from getting severe disease. And so now we're doing new generation of COVID vaccines because we also need those same features, particularly duration, to use it for measles, tuberculosis, and HIV. And a lot of this mRNA work is going for cancer vaccines. Our foundation is not directly involved in that. And so the technology has a lot of promise. If we ever had a future pandemic, the ability to adapt is far more rapid. And so it's advantageous. We're even looking at doing animal vaccines using that technology.
The man is obsessed, literally salivating at the prospect of another pandemic. So let me say this loud and clear on behalf of humanity. Give it up, Bill Gates. You absolute psychopath. You've lost. Nobody in their right mind is going to take another mRNA gene therapy injection ever again. Even the people who can't admit it openly are secretly regretting the COVID shots. The tide has turned and people are waking up. But we cannot afford to underestimate this man. As RFK Jr. explains, Bill Gates controls the WHO, which mandates vaccines for the entire world. This is why it was so crucial for President Trump to defund the WHO, a corrupt organization backed by Communist China, the Gates Foundation, and the Clinton Global Initiative. The stakes couldn't be higher.
The World Health Organization is the institution granted exclusive power to guide and protect the health and wellness of humanity. The WHO is sustained by private donations, the bulk of which are made by pharmaceutical and biotech corporations who have a vested financial interest in the organization's support. In 2017, The Associated Press reported that the WHO routinely spends about $200 million a year on travel expenses, more than what it spends to fight some of the biggest problems in public health, including AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria combined. The WHO's repeated issuing of inaccurate and bad advice is not merely the result of incompetence, but rather the direct result of the Communist Party of China deliberately buying out WHO's leadership.
On the nomination of the Executive Board, appoints Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus as Director General of the World Health Organization.
Tedros Ghebreyesus is the World Health Organization's first Director General that isn't a medical doctor.
No Tedros for WHO! No Tedros for WHO!
The appointment to the organization's highest position was controversial, given that in his previous role as Ethiopia's health minister, Tedros was accused of covering up 3 major health epidemics.
Tedros is no stranger to controversy. As a former Minister of Health in Ethiopia, he has been accused of an alleged cover-up of 3 possible cholera epidemics.
Prior to his appointment, Tedros was a high-ranking member of the Tigray People's Liberation Front, a brutal and corrupt political group responsible for crimes against humanity, including bombings, kidnappings, tortures, and killings. How does a man with such a controversial past score the top position at the world's most influential health organization?
I have known Bill and Melinda for many, many years now.
While serving as Ethiopia's health minister, Tedros became intimately intertwined with both the Gates Foundation and the Clinton Foundation.
The health minister of Ethiopia, one of the ablest public servants I ever worked with.
With the backing of the 2 most powerful foundations on earth and the full support of the Communist Party of China, Tedros was a shoo-in.
We will have many body bags in front of us if we don't behave.
Here at The People's Voice, we are determined to continue exposing the crimes of the elite, but we need your help. Subscribe to the channel, spread this video far and wide, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our awesome community and support the channel. I hope to see you there. Today's video is brought to you by IPv6ers. Are you a content creator who wants to publish information online without Big Brother spying and censoring your every move? IPv6ers is set to revolutionize the way information is disseminated on the internet by eliminating the need for big tech companies to provide unreliable, overpriced services such as self-hosting, email, and data management. IPv6ers enables an easy and accessible way for you to host your own web and email server with direct end-to-end connections and enhanced security. This means no snooping from Big Brother and no interference from the technocratic elite. If Hillary Clinton can get away with running her own server, why shouldn't you? Go to thepeoplesvoice.tv/IPv6 to sign up, or click the link below this video to take back control of the internet and win the info wars against the globalists. If you like our content, help support our sponsor IPv6ers and go to thepeoplesvoice.tv/IPv6 today. Thank you IPv6ers for making this video possible.